my name is Jessica and I have no idea what I'm doing. Today we're going to ring the shame bell, as Aunt Jessica says. Look what I did. Did I need all of this? No. And I'm going to use this video to prove it. I bought quite a few things from Colourpop. I mean, my birthday did just pass, and with how crazy everything has been around here, I didn't really get a whole birthday, so I guess this isn't so bad. But I bought the whole Coming in Haute collection, so the 5 new palettes, and they look so gorgeous. But I feel like now that they're here, I probably have things that are like this. I blame Aunt Jessica. I wasn't going to get them, and then I saw that she caved, and then I caved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try each of these out for you. The first one I'm going to try is Rumor Has It, which is my favorite color scheme because I love blue, purple, and green eyeshadow. Look at this. Just look at this. So we have a mint matte, a like turquoise greeny shimmer, a bluish purple matte, a bluish purple shimmer, and a like margarelle blue matte. Super excited. So I'm going to start with Do Tell, which is the mint matte, and I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right blender brush, which is basically a fluffy brush. Oh, now that I look a little more closely, the matte has some little shimmers in it, but I doubt they're going to show up. It also has a little fleur-de-lis symbol in it. As per usual, I have this eye primed, this eye not, and we're going to see if there's any kind of difference. This is going to be my transition shade. I think I'm going to try to fit all 3 mattes in my crease. This is like a turquoisey mint. And it is greener on the side that is not primed, so I see a big difference. Application was pretty good though, so let's see where we go from there. Next, I'm taking my IBY crease brush and I'm going to go into page 6. Does that mean anything to anybody? And I'm going to put that in my crease. Whoa. That's kind of a lot. It's really nice though. Then I am taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it and I'm going into On Paper. And I'm going to try to tuck that really deep into the crease. For someone who doesn't have hooded eyes, this is going to be fire, as they say. For me, it's a little hard to see all the colors in their glory. Next, I'm going to take that same shade and put that on the outer third of the lid. Ooh, that's intense. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Then I'm going to take Gotta Text, which is this blue-violet kind of. Ooh, that's more violet than blue. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It almost has a little bit of like a duochrome to it. That's going in the middle of my lid. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to blend it over the blue. So pretty. Okay, then I'm going to go in with Confession, which is that turquoise. Coming off a little more green than blue, maybe? Let's see. I'm going to put that on the inner third and blend it in to the bluey purpley color. This is my kind of makeup. This is Jessica makeup right here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope this holds up well. Then I'm taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it. I think I'm going to take the page 6 color and put that on the outer half maybe of the lower lash line. I'm gonna have to fix that. Then I'm going to take Do Tell, which is the mint, on the same brush and put that on the inner half of the lower lash line and blend them together. It's blue, it's purple, it's green, it's like everything all at once. I'm just going to take that BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it again, cleaned off, and just kind of blend the little mess I made here. Just to kind of close that gap. A gap that can be avoided if you use brushes and not your finger like me, but I am a fake makeup guru and I have no idea what I'm doing. I made such a mess. I'm going with my dollar store brush clean just to try and fix this. This is not the shadow's fault. So love the colors on their own, love the colors in combination with each other. Formula seems good. The only thing is, let's see how it wears. Hopefully it's going to wear well. It would be a bonus if it wears well without the primer, but a lot of my eyeshadows I need to wear with a primer, so that is not a deal breaker for me. All right, so let's take a look at swatches. We're gonna start with Do Tell, which I could see a tiny, yeah, you could see a tiny bit of sparkle there. I could see a tiny bit of it here, but by the end of the day, it's gonna be gone. Confession. Page 6. Got a Text. And On Paper. So pretty. Now, let's see if I actually needed that palette. I'm gonna go into Colourpop's Just My Luck and swatch Chances Are next to, what's that first one? Do Tell. So that one is definitely more mint. Yeah, that one's greener. I feel like that kind of came out like that on this eye without the primer. That was the only shade though I noticed like a difference between the two eyes. And even now, like with everything else added with it, I don't really see a difference, do you? Are they so terribly different? No, but different enough if you like using these kinds of shades, I think. Next, let's take a look at the Blue Moon palette. I'm gonna swatch Tide Pool, but I don't think that's gonna be similar. Yeah, no, that's way different than Confession. I mean, I have other shades that are close to Confession from Colourpop. No, I do not. You know, Confession looks like Banana Daiquiri, the Super Shock shadow, but this is a powder. Then there's Dabadi. That looks pretty close to that page 9 shade. Let's see. Yeah, those are pretty close. This one's a little bit lighter, but to be fair, I think this one applied better. So it's like I have two similar shades, one in a better formula than the other. On Paper to Fine China. I think those are going to be different. Both very bright. Yeah, that one is a different tone. That has more green in it than that one does. I don't think It's My Pleasure has anything comparable. Nope, nothing, because these are more like warm pinky purples. And then let's see the Lilac You a Lot palette. I don't think there are any dupes in here. Maybe Fluff, but not really. No, totally different. Some of these pull cooler than they appear, so that's why I checked, but nope. The only true dupe that I seem to have is that Dabadi shade, but since it's not as good quality, that's okay. So I was really impressed with the Rumor Has It palette. It wore for 7.5 hours, no creasing. The dark blue like started moving a little bit, but really it looked great on both eyes. And I even took a shower with it on because I didn't want to take my makeup off yet, but I wanted to wash up, and it stayed perfectly fine. So really impressed with that. Today I'm going to be trying the High Society one, which is the one that's all greens. So I have this eye primed, this eye not, and I'm gonna start with Fan Fave, which is this beautiful chartreuse lime green. There's a lot of sparkles in there. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to stay. I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right blender brush, which is, ooh, uh-oh, can you see that? Perhaps that was a little too heavy-handed. Basically a fluffy brush, and I'm going in for a transition shade. So on the eye without the primer, I feel like this shade is slightly deeper and yellower, whereas this one is slightly brighter and slightly greener. I mean, I see some of the sparkles right now, but like I said, I don't think they're going to stay. I'm going to switch over to my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, just to see if I can get some more pigment out of this. It is building. Yeah, the sparkles are falling all over. This is pretty. Next, I'm going in with my IBY crease brush, and I'm going to go into Don't Care, which is this deep matte mint with the little fleur-de-lis symbol on it. I think how normally I would have used this palette is probably using this, this, and this together, and then like this, this, and this together, but I want to try to use all of them. So I'm going to put this on the inner half of my crease. Then I'm going to take Scene, which is like a emerald green matte, and I'm going to put that on the outer half of the crease. Wow. These are brighter than I expected, which isn't bad. Then again, maybe it's because I layered it over the yellow-green color. This one has a lot of fallout too, which is interesting because I feel like they're a little more hard pressed. These kind of colors here remind me of that Anastasia Beverly Hills mini palette I have, or rather the Norvina mini palette that I have. There's not as much contrast between these two shades as there appears to be, and I'm wondering if that's because of the yellow-green that I put underneath, or does it really just take this one more building? I'm going to switch to my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, just to see if I can pack some more pigment. I feel like that's not helping, so I'm going to stop with that, and then I think I'm going to try these separately on the bottom. Or you know what, I'm going to use the dark green right now. I'm going to put that on my outer third. Yeah, so that color is a lot brighter than it appears. Do you see that? Interesting. I would prefer that it was deeper, like True to Pan, just because of the other colors that are with it. Then I'm going to use Buggin', which is this beautiful lime green. Oh, love that. And I'm going to put that on the inner, I guess the inner 2/3. This shade is absolutely gorgeous, and the formula feels great. I'm just going to blend that into the green, or the green. They're all green, but this green over here. I know this isn't very traditional for me, but I'm going to use Promise with a question mark at the end. The matte, not the matte, the shimmery mint with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, and put that on my inner corner. Also, I apologize for all the noise you're hearing in the background. That's my mother. Okay, then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, go into the deepest green, and put that on the outer half to outer third of my lower lash line. Just trying to connect this little piece here. Again, that's because I use my fingers a lot of the time. Then I'm going to pick up the matte deeper mint again and put that on the inner portion here and blend it together. Yeah, I feel like there's more contrast when they're separate from that other green, but still not as much as I would like. Just want to see if I can blend out the top a little bit more by going back into Fan Fave. I feel like I kind of look like a frog. I feel like I kind of like it. And then I just want to try that Promise shade. Like I want to try it with my finger over here to see. Yeah, definitely more intense. Wow. Overall, I like it. I think the quality is really good. Let's see how it wears. My one disappointment here is just that this one isn't deeper and then it's actually kind of bright. I feel like I personally would want something a little deeper to deepen up the look. So I'm going to swatch this, starting with Promise, and I will compare these with other shadows. Fan Fave, just like I did. That's so pretty. Just like I did with the other one. I feel like that one packed on the lid would be nice, but again, those sparkles are probably not going to stay. Buggin', love that one. Don't Care. And Scene. Yeah, that's the only one that's a little bit disappointing. But the look came out really beautiful. And let me just see some Just My Luck swatches. I mean, chances are it's not going to be the same because it's not even the same as that other one. Yeah, I mean, it's still a mint, but it's different. This one's cooler. This one is even cooler. Mary Jane looks like it'll be close to, ooh, yeah, I forgot how pretty that was. Pretty close to this one probably. Ooh, yeah. The only thing is though, I feel like this one is better quality, even though this one I feel like comes off slightly brighter. So it's a bit of a toss-up. And then the only other one I would compare is maybe Act Natural. But this one is deeper than that last one. This one's cooler. They may not look that different, but as you saw, the Scene one does not go that deep. So, did I need this one? Probably not, but do I really like it so far? Yes. I'll let you know how it wears, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, pretty impressed yet again. The only shade I wasn't totally happy with was that darker green, both for the lack of contrast, and that one did fade a little bit, so there was even less contrast by the end of the day. This eye did crease a little bit, but that was the unprimed eye, and it wasn't even that bad, so pretty happy with that. Next, I'm going to use Too Haute, and you know what, I haven't been checking. This one has 3 shades that are not intended for the eye area. Let me just quickly check the other palettes I've used so far. Don't Care, which was that matte mint, was not supposed to be used on the eye area. I'm fine. I'm usually fine with that, which is surprising because I am very sensitive, but you know, do that at your own risk. So this is two Haute, and this one, and this one are not supposed to be used on the eye area. Let's use them. I'm going to start with that same fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with 2 AM, which is a matte light hot pink. Ooh, that one has a lot of fallout too. Alright, so this eye is primed, the other eye is not. Let's see what we got. This is going to be my transition shade. I feel like this one's harder to blend out, so I'm just cleaning off my brush and just trying to blend it out a little more. That's kind of expected with the like hot pink colors though. I feel like that can go brighter if packed on. Let's see. By the way, happy belated Mother's Day. This is Mother's Day when I'm filming. By the time you see this, it's going to be way later. I'm going in with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it, just to make that a little bit brighter. Why not? I'm not going anywhere. Just gonna stay home and have some relatives coming over. I feel like it can go even more, but I want to skip into these now. I'm gonna start with Flirt with my IBY crease brush. And this is the like deeper hot pink. I'm gonna put this in my crease. I definitely see more of an issue trying to blend these out. It's not a big issue, but just something I have noticed. Again, kind of expected with bright pinks like this that are really pressed pigments and not eye safe. I'm going to use that same shade on my pinky and put it on the outer third of my eye. Yeah, this is all super bright and there's not a lot of contrast in it, which is something I look for. I'm just going in with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, just to pack a little bit more of the deeper hot pink in. That's because I didn't use a brush, I used my finger. So there's a little gap, same thing as usual. And you'll notice my hand is shaking a lot. I don't know what I did to it. Then I'm going in with the Ivy, which is this light to medium toned, shimmery, cool pink. That's very pretty. I'm going to put that on the inner 2/3 of my lid. Not a very unique shade. It's pretty though. And then I'm just going to blend that into the hot pink. I feel like this one is not as good a formula as the others. Like, I feel like it's a little patchy. And the texture isn't as smooth when I like swipe across. I want to see if I can use my little brush from Wish here and use West End, which is like a strawberry kind of color, but it's brighter than what I'm seeing in the camera. And I want to see if I can make a little wing with that. Not the best idea when my hand is shaking so much, but oh well. And then I'm just going to line my eye a little bit. Maybe to the middle like that. This wing is a little bit of an interesting shape. It's kind of going straight up. Oh well, that one's better, but these things happen. I'm also going to take that shade and start lining the bottom of my eye here. I think I'm only going to take it halfway. Cleaning that off just to try to blend this out a little. And then I'm taking my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, and I'm going to take LOL No, which is basically the same. See, this is the thing. There's not a lot of contrast here. Even though these are two different pinks, like, they're the same value. Like, I was hoping that one would be a lot lighter, but it's not. This pink is a little bit warmer, and I'm going to put it here on the inner half. And blend it in. I think I'm going to probably just use my finger. We know I'm all about the fingers here. Yeah, that's better. I feel like I have to try to fix this wing. Yeah, I think that just made it worse. So, as for this look, not my favorite, both in color and in what I did with it. I kind of like the way this color and this color go together, but I don't know. Not feeling this palette as much. So I'm just going to swatch them up. I don't think I have anything from Colourpop that is like these, but if you have the Cloud Spun palette or the Ooh La La palette or the, I don't know, that watermelon one or the strawberry one, all those pinky ones, you might already have colors like this. Just so you know, that middle one that I said was patchy also swatched patchy. And I know that's not always the case. The swatches don't always match application, but in this case, that seems to be the case. So let's see how it wears. Alright, so I'm not gonna say the pink one wore, like, terribly or anything. It wore okay, but I was spoiled after that first one. That one wore so well, applied so well. Whereas the pink one, the pinks kind of, you know, blended into each other a little bit more. I had some of it move a bit down here. But if you don't have hooded eyes like I do, then maybe these things wouldn't even happen to you. I don't know. But I was definitely less impressed with the variety of colors in there. That one shade that was a little patchy. But also, I like, you know, greens, blues, purples more than I like the pinks. So the next one is Statement Piece. Looks like that and looks like that. I have a feeling I'm going to have the same kind of review for this one because this is just so similar. I mean, you don't have to use all of them at once, which I probably wouldn't because of them being so similar. But of course I want to use all of them for the video. I'm going to start with this fluffy brush again, and I'm going to start with Blair. Are there any in here that, yeah, so Blair, Hoops, and Chainmail are not supposed to be used on your eyes. I feel like my eyes are a little bit irritated today, but it could just be allergies too. It may not have been. This one is also so powdery. It may not have been the pink eyeshadows from yesterday. They definitely did stain a bit though. So this is going to be my transition shade. Wow, this is so bright already. And this is the light one, like the peach matte. And this eye is primed, the other eye is not. Next, I'm going in with my IBY crease brush, and I'm gonna go into Hoops, which is the matte coral, I would say. It's coming off more pink. Let's see. This is going in the crease. I feel like this one is a bolder version of the one I just used. Alright, next I'm gonna use Chainmail, which is the bright orange. This is like fire on my hand. I'm gonna put that on the outer third, I think. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to see the difference with these. And I'm gonna take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it just to close this little gap that I created. Then I'm going to take Love Lock, which looks so pretty. This is a peachy coral shimmer. A little dry. Let's see. That hand is still shaking and I don't know why. I'm going to put this, I think on the middle part, blending into the orange. All of these shimmers, I'm sure if you wet them, they would be way more intense, but as usual, I'm too lazy to do that. Then I'm going to take Diamond Cut, which is a very pretty peach. It's a little dry too. I'm going to put that on the inner third and blend inward. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it, and I guess I'll go into Blair, which is that light matte peach, and start by putting that on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my smaller version of that brush from Wish, and I'm going to take Chainmail and go really tight to the lower lash line. You know what, I'm only going to take that maybe half to a third of the way in, because then I want to go back into Diamond Cut and put some of that on the remaining third. I kind of feel like Colourpop peaches are a little lackluster, or the ones I've tried anyways. Like, I feel like some of the singles I had gotten, and even the Super Shock shadows I had gotten, like the texture is just different. I like their other colors better, even though I love peach in general. I'm going to take Diamond Cut on my dollar store brush as well, and I just want to see if I can make a highlight out of it. It's a little much. It's not that shimmery, but it is pretty peach. And for someone deeper than my skin tone, that might work, but for me it's a little much. Funny enough though, I think I like this one better than the pink look that I came up with, even though this is like fiery, like allergic reaction looking eye. Now for swatches. So we have Diamond Cut, Blair, Love Lock, Hoops, and Chainmail. So I don't have the Orange You Glad or the Baby Got Peach palette or Sweet Talk, any of the palettes that would have peaches or oranges in them, so I can't do any comparisons for these. But if you have one of those, my guess is you probably have some dupes or things that are very close. Alright, so the oranges wore pretty well. I would still like a little more contrast between them, but I was happier with the look as I went throughout my day. The last palette I have is Cashmere Forever, the purple one. And let's see. Oh, almost all of them. So these 4 are not eye safe, but obviously we're gonna use them. Sorry again for the background noise. My dad's watching TV, there are kids yelling outside. So much going on. I'm going to start with that same fluffy brush and go into Wanted, which is a very nice cool toned lavender. I'm really hoping this applies well and wears well. It's very hard for me to find, oh no. It's very hard for me to find shades like this that perform well. Like, I'm on the hunt for it still. Really, I don't think I have found one that does what I want it to do. And I get that these are like harder to make, but I haven't found one out there. So I'm gonna switch to a different brush to see if I get a better result. Definitely with the fluffy brush on this eye, I'm not getting like any result. So I'm going to switch to my BH Cosmetics brush with a 3 on it and see if I can like pack that on more. Okay, better, but I still feel like it's getting like a deeper. Like I want it to be that bright and pastel-y. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know. So this shade in particular definitely needs a primer. Even with the other brush, the different method, I'm not getting much on this side. I know it's really light and I'm really light, so that may have something to do with it, but I don't know. I feel like I see other people use these kinds of shades and they see more. Just gonna blend that out a little more. I can't blend too much or else it'll leave. Next I'm taking my IBY crease brush and I guess I'll go into Madison, which is this beautiful mid-toned, cool-toned purple. And I'm gonna put that in the crease. It's getting warmer. No. Why is it always about the warm-toned purples? I want cool-toned purples. Always on the hunt for those. Not that this isn't pretty, but I want cool-toned purples. Maybe this one's like kind of in the middle. I'm surprised though because I put it over the other cool-toned purple. And really I'm gonna have to clean off that brush, and I think I'm gonna use the same brush to go back into the light purple to see if I can bring some of that back. Because I feel like I lost it. Purple is my favorite color and one of my favorite eyeshadow colors to wear. And I feel like I'm gonna be disappointed with this one. Then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush with a 6 on it, and I'm gonna go into Fifth Avenue. That's like a matte plummy purple, and I'm gonna stick that deeper into the crease. Might lose that medium purple, and that may not be the fault of the shadows. That may be because I have hooded eyes and can't really fit all these colors in at once, especially if they're similar to one another. Need to bring that up higher to match the other one. Then I'm going to take Grafting, which is, I almost hesitate to call this a purple. It's a very red purple. What is he watching in there? It does have some like tiny blue glitters in it. I don't know if you can really see it, but I don't know how well they're gonna show up. I'm gonna put this on the outer third of my lid. No, this is like a pink. This is not like a purple. Then I'm going to take Softy, which is this beautiful lavender. It's almost a little bit gray, a little bit blue. Let's see what it comes out like. It's like magic on my finger. The camera does not do that any kind of justice. I'm gonna put that on the, look at that. I'm gonna put that on the inner 2/3 of my lid, and I'm gonna blend it into the whatever we want to call that color here. This is a little flaky, so a glitter glue might help, or wetting it might help. I think next time I would personally use this with this one and forget about this shade altogether unless I was doing a pink look. And this one also doesn't seem to want to stick to the eye without the primer too well, so it seems like I'm struggling with these lavender shades today. For the lower lash line, the heck with that one. I'm gonna go back into Madison with my BH Cosmetics brush with a 5 on it. And I'm gonna put that on the outer 2/3. Even that, do you see, even by itself, it's getting so warm. Not so warm, but a lot warmer. Like that doesn't look like that. See what I mean? Am I alone in my like of blue purples? Probably. Which is why you rarely see blue and purple together in a palette. It's always got to be pink and purple in a palette. I'll try applying this with a brush, but I don't think it's going to go well. I'm going to put that right here. Ah. That was part the shadow's fault and part my fault. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that on my finger and put it on that way because it's really too flaky for a brush. And of course on my lower lash line where there's no primer on either eye, it doesn't really want to apply that well. I'm blending it into that other purple, but yeah, this is what we're ending up with today. We'll see how it wears, but I'm not thrilled with it. That was so dramatic. It's only eyeshadow, but I want different colors, and the formula of the two lavenders, both matte and shimmer, were not where I want them to be. Of course, my dad stops watching TV and the kids stop screaming when it's only time for swatches, but okay. Wow, look at that swatch of the lavender. Let me see if I can get some more just to get a swatch, but not impressed. I mean, this one is nice. It's just, you know, depending on what kind of look you want. I can definitely see myself using that one more in like more warmer toned purple looks or burgundy looks or pink looks. So those are the purple swatches. I will let you know how this wears. I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed more in the color though. I mean, this one I did have a problem with two of the formulas. Most of my complaints in this video have not been about formula. Most of the formula I feel is better than the typical Colourpop formula, even though that formula is good generally on its own. Most of my complaints have been about color selection and contrast between the colors, especially when it's only a 5-pan palette. I feel there should be a lot more contrast. Oh, and before I go, let me just do some comparisons in the It's My Pleasure palette. Let's see, I would say Sleeper might look like this one. Sleeper is actually darker and a little more cool toned, a little more brown almost. So I like that one better personally. And then Bare Minimum kind of looks like this one that I'm unhappy with. Yeah, this one's a little brighter, but that's basically the same color. And then in the Lilac You a Lot palette, there is Zoned Out. That's kind of close to this one here. Definitely, no, that's warmer. And I do remember when I used that one, I actually saw, I feel like, more pigment and more purple when I applied it, but definitely the tone is different. And then Trainwreck kind of looks like this one. No, this one's more purple, and the texture is definitely a lot smoother. There's Filtered, which looks a lot like this one down here. Yeah, I mean, all similar. I would say it's closer to that one from the 5-pan. Even that one is a little bit more purple than it is pink. And then there is Iffy. That kind of looks like this one. Let's see if I have space for it. Those are pretty close. Personally, unless you're dying for that shade there, I would go with this over this. Honestly, I would go with both of these over this. I'm mad at this one. But I mean, seriously, basically all these colors, but a little different and a better formula, for some of them at least, are in these. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you have a good day no matter what it is you're doing. Bye! See you next time!